So, seeing as you and Piper are in the process of being hacked, it seems totally, as everyone can see, the very sad look on Miss Fizz's face is because she's excited, sad, and drooling all at the same time. She is in a super position, if you would.
Yeah.
Fizz, you have comment.
I have no idea what voice to use for this.
I do.
I know I should be wary. Still I venture someplace scary. Ghostly haunting, I turn loose.
It's showtime!
That's probably the best setup I could ever hope for. Hey guys, what's going on? Memes here, and I'm joined by my sad-looking, confused, hacked co-host, Fizz.
I need sad violin sound right now.
Yeah,
But I also have
sad
stars
violin.
in my eyes, and the fact that there's drool, but it's only on my chin.
Let's see.
So I'm trying to figure out what's going on.
All right. Now I'm slowly figuring out what's going on, and I believe the current thing that we need right here is.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm. Oh, where'd she go? Wait. How do we do this? There we go. Oh my god! It was so sad she left and everything! Oh, the copyright gods must have known we were coming. Oh my god, she's flustered too. So, oh hey Jack. Welcome. Yes. Who pushed the button? That's a good question. Perhaps we will get to the bottom of this. If my head goes in or
So
out.
if I push number 1, it should make me angry. If I push it again, it should make me not angry. It works. Okay. If I push number 2, it's supposed to be
nerdy.
hungry.
Nerdy. Whoa. Oh, I feel like this is a bit from Ren and Stimpy, where it's like, Ren, I have to go number 1. Okay. It's like next week, Ren, I have to go number 2. It's like, oh, that's nice. And it's like, Ren, I have to go number 3. It's like, ah, yes. I can't remember the last time I went number 3. He's like, number 3. I contend that exists. No more comment.
Okay, so
were
here's
saying
something.
this.
Number 3 is supposed to be sad. What the fuck? I'm fixed.
Oh, you're back to normal.
Okay, so number 3 was supposed to be sad, but it was making me. Number 2 was making me sad and hungry. Let's see if number 2 is broken. Nope, there we go. Why'd they name it hungry and not excited? That's messed up.
To be fair, I think both of those apply. I turned up your volume a little bit, so okay, there we go. That's the happy, hungry Fizz we're looking for. So,
okay, yeah, sorry, my volume's all over the place with this. This mic's starting to piss me off. Okay, all right, it fixed itself finally.
I got a whole new damn computer and all the parts, and I'm watching as my mic volume is automatically dropping down right now. And I'm just like, this is the most infuriating thing. I'm like, why is this happening? The system is up to date. The only thing that isn't updated is iMovie and GarageBand. I'm like, that should not have. Oh my god. All right, let me yell at these other things. Hold on. Maybe if I try that, will that lock things in place? I have no. Oh my god, did that actually work? I don't know. Can anyone still hear me?
Yeah, I can. Apparently, the last
I have no idea if that actually.
Nobody could hear the game and nobody could hear me, and I hadn't messed with any of my settings. So either my little community of my chat or whatever has been letting me stream that way for months, or something got messed up.
It's well, occasionally things like that will happen, and it's like, has nobody said a damn thing? I'm like, I don't know. Okay.
The amount of time that they let me go muted pisses me off. Oh my god.
To be fair, I think it's also funny too. It's okay.
My chat will let me talk for like an hour before going. Are we supposed to be able to hear you?
People try to be, and also people don't like to make waves. It's like, oh, it's obviously on me. It can't be the person that's such a boomer that they didn't notice they were.
Unless your name is Wise, and then you complain when 90% of the time it's you.
Yeah. No, that's it. Balance. Welcome, Lug. How are we doing, my friend? The rider of the Fizzmobile, apparently. So, yes. Can anyone hear Fizz? I don't know. You could ask the folks at Taco Bell. That's why she's banned.
Only from the local ones.
So the important one.
Yeah. Just gotta go a little farther for some nacho fries.
Some nacho fries. Okay. So, seeing as you're conveniently nowhere near me in reality at this time, I did a thing. So you know how that whole how we had that episode, like that whole Fizz GPT, and I was going back and ran out of time to get the clip. It's like, I don't want to be an AI, I want to be a real eye.
Yeah.
So I did a thing. Oh, look, I'm Fizz, your celestial wolf girl buddy into games and snacks. I totally just uploaded a picture of you. This is my co-host. Her name is Fizz. She is a celestial wolf girl. She likes tasty snacks, video games, and healthy bowel movements. She is meant to be this GPT.
That's just bull, by the way.
That's fine. I've nobody
like
would
bullying.
ever lie on the internet. Fractal, it was totally me. It was totally me. Yes, I'm a man in rags. Yes, I'm totally blaming Jax as well because those words came out of my mouth. So, hi, Fizz. Let's see what the real Fizz and Fizz GPT differ. So it's like, what's your favorite video game?
Oh, this should be good. What in the goddamn? What am I saying? Oh no! What the
Hi there! Exclamation point star! Oh, that means it's a celestial. It's learning.
That's how how you know you're typing to a celestial.
Okay. Yes, that's the celestial wolf girl. You say my favorite game is the one that says "Enchanting Adventures is my spirit." Think of a game of mystical land. Oh, it's stuck. Oh, so it's Skyrim. It's answering Skyrim.
I haven't even played that game.
Well, apparently, Mystery GPT, Fizz GPT. Yeah, she's totally talking about Skyrim right there.
She could be talking about Final Fantasy or WoW or.
So basically, Skyrim.
No, don't teach it that.
Skyrim. That's a fantastic choice.
What?
The vast overworld Skyrim, with its breathtaking landscapes, mysterious dungeons, and rich lore, definitely captures the essence of what I love in a video game.
I'm an ad. I'm a Skyrim ad now. What have you done?
Yes, because I prompted you. The freedom to explore, the thrill of encountering dragons, the ability to shape one's own adventure are all elements that make it so captivating. What do you enjoy the most about Skyrim? So you I love me some side quests.
No, oh my god.
No. So how about this? We'll get back to our Fizz GPT. So completely angry triggered Fizz on many levels.
Yeah, that AI is so stupid. It's nothing like me at all. See, this is why you need the real eye.
This is why I need to train it on all these live streams we've had.
Yeah, train it.
Read the transcript now.
Wait, don't train it. No, kill it. Kill it with fire.
I'm unsure if it'll be able to differentiate from between us because it literally just reads the transcript. But it's pretty smart. I think it can parse it.
You could clip me a whole bunch or something. and just get the transcripts
Oh.
off of clips, maybe. Wait, why am I
That's a
helping
good
you?
idea.
God.
Oh my God! Yes, see, you're very useful. You've learned from Piper. You go out of the way to help people, even when it's at your detriment. But I don't know. It seems appropriate. No, this is good because I've been meaning to get the clips. I've been lazy about the clips, and now I have an alternative reason. So I'm just like content and helping Fyzz because I like to help Fyzz, and also to train Fyzz GPT.
Oh my gosh. Fyzz GPT sucks. Fyzz GPT is just an ad. A really long-winded, boring ad, too. Ask it its favorite snacks, though. Skyrim is not my favorite game. I haven't even played Skyrim. Todd can eat my ass.
I think you should try Skyrim. It's actually quite fun. You might actually enjoy. Okay.
I'm just balls deep in too many games as it is the problem.
Side quest where the real magic happens. Okay. What is your favorite?
This should be
snack?
good. This should be good.
Has to be something whimsical and exciting. Imagine it's a sweet savory. Moon-shaped cookies dusted. Oh my God, that actually sounds really good.
Oh, that sounds really pretty.
I know.
Okay, not bad, Fyzz GPT. But I do love me some cookies. That's not my favorite. I didn't know those existed. Now I want them to. Can you stop sending moon? Should have just sent moon pies.
Dude, the moon cookies are so good. Even though it made Jerry Seinfeld throw up in that episode, apparently, they are quite tasty. Because you can have a little bit of like the dark chocolate, the light chocolate. Oh, it's so good. Those look absolutely divine. They remind me of a celestial eclipse captured in a snack. The smooth dark chocolate half perfectly complementing the creamy white side. It's like the night meeting the day in a delicious, harmonious balance. They're not only visually stunning, but they also probably a delight for the sweet tooth.
It got all that off of a picture?
I stole it from the internet.
It got all that from a picture?
It's good. It's good. Like these new GPT, like Wolfram just came out with like the new Wolfram GPT, and it is absolutely phenomenal. Like all the stuff I've been doing for like the science. Hold on. We'll give you a break from Fyzz GPT.
Oh my God.
Hold on, what is this?
A
little internet treasure hunting, I see. Well, you certainly down at the gym. Oh my God. Okay, hold on. Let's go back. Let's go back to solve. Okay.
I'm just gonna keep this face for the whole fucking stream.
I expect nothing less, Fyzz. It's don't worry. The math here, don't really worry about it. Just look for Pat. So while I grab my coffee, Fyzz, it's January, right?
Yeah.
Have you run any snowballs recently?
I'm joking. He broke me. Oh no. Oh dear. You guys! You guys! I just want to hunt some gold!
Nice. Surprisingly, I have not been hit that bad.
Well, tonight's a new night. So, okay. So we'll get into the nerdy thing. Don't worry about all the equation stuff in this. All you got to know is, they were doing the Wolfram thing, so I'm like, let me use the Wolfram GPT. So I installed it, and then I did the thing. Okay. So what do we have here? Can you please illustrate? This was formerly the hyperbolic vortex, aka the hyperbolic Mobius connection, Mobius partition function, whatever you want to call it, equation.
That doesn't look like an illustration. That looks like a bunch of numbers and letters.
I was hoping it would do something different, but then I just went with it. It's basically just solving it. This is like what happens if you put it in Wolfram Alpha, basically. But it actually gives some words, which are also useful. So I'm like, let me do this thing. So I talked to Wolfram Alpha. I did the little thing. I went blah, blah, blah. Gives all the standard answers, blah, blah, blah. The roots in the comp. Okay. And then I asked it, I'm like,
it gives you a broken image.
Yes. Okay. I could probably click on it. Yes, it is broken. Oh my God. Wow. Thank you. It was working earlier, I swear.
Wolfram's broken.
And I'm like,
broke it.
I'm like, doesn't the first answer squared look like the value of the fine structure constant? I'm like, so I talked to Wolfram Alpha. It's like the value of the fine structure constant, alpha divided alpha, is approximately yada yada 7.729 yada yada. It gives a little construction. I'm like, this constant represents the electromagnetic coupling and is a fundamental physical constant. I'm like, that's cool. Now, let's compare it to the square of the first solution. Takes the first solution and squares it. It performs the calculation. It's like, all right, this is approximately 0.00729735259, blah, 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 which is indeed remarkably close to the fine structure constant, which is basically gets all the digits up there and then it stops at 7. This one keeps predicting. The one
that one
equation
keeps going, yeah. Otherwise, the same.
Mm-hmm. Because they're still not sure. Like some people are like, well, it's a 6. We're like, no, it's this. So that's why it's a claim. The similarity between these two values is quite interesting, though it's important to note that this could be coincidental, unless there's a specific physical or mathematical context linking them. And you can link to the full maths and everything there. So then I asked it another question, Fyzz.
Ask it. Oh shit.
Let me finish. I'm sorry. I'm almost done the nerds. I know I realize I've driven away everyone except one person. That's fine. But I'm like, doesn't this value blah 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 2.7? Yeah. And our equation looks similar to the magnitude of the Planck mass value. So I talked to Wolfram Alpha again. The value of the Planck mass is approximately 2.1764 times 10 to the negative 8 kilograms. This indeed appears to be very similar to the value 2.1764 blah 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 times 10 to the negative 8 mentioned in our equation. The Planck mass is a fundamental physical constant in the field of quantum mechanics, defined as yada yada, speed of light, reduced Planck's constant, gravitational constant, yada yada. This similarity suggests that the value in the equation could be intentionally or coincidentally related to the Planck mass. Such connections often arise in theoretical physics, particularly in the area that explore the intersections of quantum mechanics, general relativity, and cosmology. I'm like, those sound like important or interesting things.
They
so I asked one more follow-up question. If our equation did provide an explanation for the fine structure constant when we subtract out the magnitude of the Planck mass gap, would that be interesting / important? If the equation you provide offers an explanation for the fine structure constant, particularly by incorporating a term related to the Planck mass, it would indeed be a fascinating and potentially significant discovery in theoretical physics. Here's why. Fundamental constants. While the fine structure constant and the Planck mass are fundamental constants in physics, the fine structure constant plays a critical role in quantum electrodynamics, QED, dictating the strength of electromagnetic interaction between elementary particles. The Planck mass, on the other hand, is a key constant in quantum gravity. A link between these constants could provide insights into the unification of fundamental forces or the nature of quantum gravity. Bridge between quantum mechanics and general relativity. Modern physics seeks a unified theory that can reconcile quantum mechanics governing the very small and general relativity governing the very large. The Planck mass is a bridge between these realms. If your equation meaningfully relates these constants, it might hit at a deeper connection in the fabric of the universe. I'm like, oh, that's neat. Numerology versus physical theory. It is important to differentiate between numerological coincidences, where numbers happen to align by chance, and physical theories that provide causal explanations. A valid theory will require not just numerical alignment, but also a theoretical framework that explains why these constants should be related this way. Got a couple of books that conjecture why, perhaps. Experimental verification. Any new theoretical prediction or relationship between fundamental constants would need to be verified through experiments or observations. This is a crucial step in the scientific process. If only we had a couple of muon G2 confirmations, maybe like the classical radius electron. That would be neat. 2 or 3 more predictions in string theory, but who's counting? Implication for existing theories. If the equation has theoretical backing, aligns with the experimental data, it could have significant implications for existing theories in particle physics, cosmology, and quantum gravity. In summary, while the numerical correlation you observed is intriguing, the significance would depend on the theoretical context and experimental verification. Such discoveries, if supported by a robust theoretical framework, could be groundbreaking in our understanding of the universe. Wolfram GPT is based, I claim. Okay.
Based. Nice.
I'm just saying that I prompted it in a particular way, so it followed a particular flow and everything. And somehow Fyzz is still here with hit points remaining, even though I memed her into a GPT and just threw some maths at her.
Well, the good news is, while the math was confusing, the stuff about what the math was for was not.
That was the point, because that's the thing, because before, like, other things, it's like you could do a thing, it would just do like it was actually because the thing is, I'm like, these are the claims we're making, like, this is interesting, right? Is this close? I'm like, okay, this is close. I'm like, if this were true, would it do this? And it's like explaining why, but it's like, this might be a coincidence. Why? A lot of things are coinky dinks and everything. So it's like, you don't know. That's why I did prompt it in a particular way, because I thought it might. I actually wanted to see a pretty picture that I haven't seen before, but it didn't give me the pretty picture, so then I just went with it. So
the picture would have been awesome.
It's hard to do the pictures. It's hard. Like, we had to start doing like some other things and everything, but we're hoping with a lot of new stuff coming, we'll actually be able to like model it, because we also released the physics library, or the virtual physics, which, let me see. Yeah, I feel bad, because I was going to actually train Fyzz GPT on Fyzz's description on adventuresofpiper.net, and then I remembered it was under construction. I tried to train it better. I'm sorry.
Do better next time. It's still AI, though. So I don't want to be replaced by AI. They are evil.
It's like, I don't want to grow up. I'm a Toys R Us kid. It's like,
I'm a real girl.
I'm a real wolf girl. I'm a real wolf girl. It's like, no, don't. What is it? What would the AI version of robotization would be? Because Dr. Robotnik, he would roboticize all the animals. Yeah, people didn't like that. AI eyes. I don't know. AI eyes.
Don't artificial me. I don't know.
Artificial me.
It's just called a knockoff.
That's good. Instead of mini me, it's like artificial me.
Yeah.
Amy. Can we artificial copy me? Acme. There we go.
Acme.
just relate all back to Acme. It will just all make sense. Yes, lots of balls and one mad cat. Yeah.
What?
I like Mad Cat. No, I don't think he was talking about. Oh, maybe he was talking about you. I thought he was talking about Dr. Claw. Maybe he was talking about you. I don't know. But continuous self-promotion. We also released the virtual physics thingy. We should probably do more things on this, but basically, it's a new way to code. So instead of like millions of lines of code, you might have to do like 90% less to actually build things. So it's
that's nice. That's always good.
Yeah, this was one of the founders. He basically, hold on, do the other tab.
Using the laws of
But
nature. Damn.
it's basically following like physics as we know it, because he made an assumption. He's like, what if the most effective way of programming in reality was using the laws of reality itself? And then it took him
Makes
about
sense.
22 years to figure out how you would actually do that.
To
So,
turn it into a programming language?
a coherent programming language that you could do everything you can do now, and then even more. Like the claim is, Fyzz, like, if this is as effective as he claims it is, and I don't know, I'm not like a programmer per se. I'm going to have to start to learn this, but the claim is like, basically he wrote some things on a server. Like right now, his server is like less than 2 megabytes, like for the server side. And then what he did is this is before the most recent version. I think like 6 months ago, he opened like a Chrome browser and a Safari browser, and then he did DDoS attack locally on himself, and the computer memory went up to like 20%, and then the browsers crashed. So like, like everything was like fine. It just like the browsers crapped out before like the computer like overloaded or anything, because it was that efficient. So I'm like, he thinks he can solve he's one of those crazy people. He's like, what's the most difficult problem in programming? He's like, live drawing. And I'm like, the way he's describing it is because, like, normally, like, you're on a computer, like, you move the mouse or you type a key. There's like a little bit of lag between communicating with the server, maybe like half a second or less, and maybe more depending on lag.
And that is my excuse for why I draw so shitty.
Lag.
Lag.
Reality might have lag too. So, but essentially the claim is for now. Basically, the claim is, if you could literally have like such efficient code, because I'm like, I don't know about you guys, but it's like over the past decade or so, it's like we have really fast computers. We have blazing fast internet. I don't know, apparently I have like gigabit internet now. And I'm like, realistically, the internet really doesn't seem a whole lot faster once we hit like, I don't know, like 50, 100 megabits per second or so. And computers hit like the gigahertz threshold. Like once you hit like 2 or 3 gigahertz, it's like, oh yeah, more processors. Yes, more chips. Hey, Rick, thanks for joining, my friend. But it's like the internet really doesn't seem like a whole lot faster. I'm like, why might that be the case? And Echelon's whole thing, we're putting together like a video series this weekend going over like the programming and stuff, is basically like over the years, it's like we have these layers on top of layers on top of layers, and then something will come out, and then like, yeah, like some of these stories I've heard, like some dude from Google released something called Angular or something like that, and people like, Google released some new like program. It's like, we should all use this. And it's like, no, this was something that like this dude that worked at Google did in his free time. He created it, and a whole bunch of people started using it, but it didn't really work that well. So they kept on having patches and patches. So basically, it's like, I'm like, are you telling me like a lot of, and again, I don't know this, I'm sure this isn't always the case. If we had somebody that had some history in the field of programming here that could comment on this, by all means. But it's sounding like some things in programming, like other areas of the world, seem to kind of be a series of hacks. And it's like, yes, it works. Is it how we would like it to work? It's like, well, we can get it to work. Why? We have blazing fast internet and faster processors and everything. It's like, if we need to do an extra million lines of code, who cares? Everything will be fine until you run out of like making the chips smaller and smaller. Because once you hit a certain size and you're like designing chips atom by atom, it's hard to get smaller than that unless you change the technology. So we're getting to that realm right now. So I think it's one of those things where we might need to make the programming more effective. And just in case this actually did work, basically the whole claim is, due to the efficiency, rather than if your code is like 90% less, like the server is like 1.1 megs right now. If the client side is, I don't know, a few hundred megs or something like that, and you can code that efficiently, you can basically more or less have an open socket that's just, rather than data blips, you can literally just send the code there. It's so effective. So I'm like, wait, if you can solve the problem of live drawing, that sounds like the problem Google Stadia had. Remember Google Stadia? It's like, we're gonna do a video game system, and all you need is like a Chromebook. You just need just that connection browser, and we'll do all the processing on the server side. And under idealized conditions, it seemed to be okay. And then they launched it. And then the actual internet set in. And even folks that I think were getting paid to kind of promote it were like, it does things. I played some things and stuff. And they scrapped it. I think they spent like $5 billion or something on it. I might just be making that up, but it seems like a plausible value, maybe $1 billion. But I'm like, if all the claim is this code is that effective, if it works, and some video game companies could actually, like, I don't know, do the actual Stadia thing, and it would be like easier to use, I got nothing wrong with better video games. And if it makes computing on a whole faster, that would also be cool. This has been your, I don't know, I'm not really getting paid, so I can't really say it's a paid message. It's a message from your sponsor.
Imagine losing one of those microchips that you made, like, atom by atom. Imagine misplacing those or accidentally, like, sneezing on them or breathing on them or something. Gazillions of dollars worth of work that you would have to, like, have, like, a microscope to expensive microscope
that reminds me
to
of an
look
episode
for.
of the old. No, that was an episode of the old Batman where they turned the world leaders into molecules, and then like somebody sneezed, and they all got mixed up, and then they tried to put them together. And everyone's speaking different languages, and then they needed to like particleize them again and put them all back together. Rick saying programming looks like software. Rick's quick summation is the software bloats as the hardware improves. I can totally believe that. Hey, Gap. Thank you for joining, my friend. Yes, we were just discussing why the internet doesn't necessarily seem much faster, and how we can maybe get some really cool video games. But
well, coming from ancient pre-internet times, because I am like thousands of years old or something like that, the internet is pretty damn fast right now. And it doesn't scream at you when you connect, so that's nice.
Oh my god!
Usually,
you
it doesn't
need to like
scream at
roast
you.
the internet lobster anymore to connect. It's like,
yeah,
it's like down. I'm like, oh my god, that poor circuitry. It's one of those things ingrained. That's. I feel like you could trigger probably 1 billion people with that.
Oh, and you could be on the internet and the phone at the same time.
I remember that too. Oh, it's like, because it's the worst thing. It's like, I want to call my friend or order pizza. You get screamed at on this end. The person gets disconnected. They have to go back up to the AOL queue, and all the servers are busy because it's the main time. We don't have broadband yet. And, I feel like if I wanted to be successful at the YouTube thing, I should really just do the old Homer Simpson or was it Peter Griffin? Just be like, you know what really grinds my gears? The old school internet. It ain't around anymore. But here's why I hate. Just do the digital necromancy of the past.
Yeah. I keep considering, because like I need to figure out what all I want to do with my YouTube, and I keep considering like little VTuber rants. But but I feel like the rants have to come naturally. I can't just like stage a rant.
I mean, do you need to be enticed? I mean, I can bait you. I mean, I'm gonna. I mean, I'm a troll. I bait about a whole bunch of other things. It's like, Fyzz, what really grinds your gears about the internet speeds of the past? Go. We broke her or she's farting. Oh, I hate that sound. Oh, yeah, I need some more da-dang, da-dang, da-dang.
There's some sounds I cannot make with my mouth.
Well, that is what she said.
No, want to see a picture and it taken.
Oh, God, it's... Yes, we could share a pic. It's all right. Fyzz is not in ranty mood. She's packing gigglings and stuff and things. So.
That's what I'm saying. I gotta be in a ranting mood. I got topics that I have a lot to say about. That would be rants. But it's like, if you just get me to like make a little video of you ranting, then I'm just like, I'm gonna forget half of what I want to say, think that I'm done recording, and then go, wait, shit.
So what you're saying is you respond the exact same as little kids and cute animals do when they're in the middle of doing something absolutely adorable or they shouldn't be, and as soon as you get out the video camera to record it, it completely halts.
Exactly. It's got to come naturally, like on a stream or something.
Mm.
And honestly, even then, like, it takes, like... if you glued it together, it would make like one coherent rant.
Yeah. I mean, it took me all the effort of, I don't know, just lazily photoshopping together a couple of things about like Lord Baphomet calling you gross to get you two to go at it.
Yeah, and I still like my burns wouldn't come naturally. Like I would say one and then just be like, put on the spot. And I'd be like, you suck. And then I would think of one later.
That's why we had the dynamic we had. It's like, all right, well, if that's even here anyway, so we'll just go with this. He'll help lube things up. So we had the lube. I removed the lube at one point. And nobody would ever clip that on the internet. I feel like if I say that enough times, I can go back and make enough clips of that.
You just say nobody will clip that. I think you should make a compilation of nobody would blank on the internet and just like do chunks of clip, do chunks of lie.
I know. See, I think the goal is, I think they sent me like the monetization thing a while ago, and I think I did the thing, and then I had too much reused content or something, and I think by that they mean that I get far too many copyright strikes. They want to strike claims or something like that because they don't let the pay out. So I'm like, I'm gonna attempt to not do that as much until I still do it for certain music and stuff. So like, maybe I won't play the full like 3 or 4 minutes of Chumbawamba, even though they tend to be one of those bands where they're like, oh yeah, I've used it for a while. You claim it every time. Thank you, comrades. But all I know, hey, whatever. If it's theirs, it's theirs. But I just look at it, I'm like, okay, once I can get this settled, I'll do some other science things. Part of me is like, all right, once the science thing, if it blows up or something like that, I can just have my other Eigen Rangers channel. I can build that. I'll do that. And then it's the whole, if you're trying to conquer the world, you need to secure your resource line. So it's like, could I have just talked about just standard stuff and things? I mean, Piper knows how it is. It's like, I can just pick a side. Doesn't matter the side. Just say, these good people are good. Those bad people are bad. And people are like, stunningly brave. Continue. Profit. Click share.
Murder's kind of not cool, guys. So it gets knocked down, but it gets put up again. Love it.
I don't. Oh God.
Piper on her channel, she just wants to like enable super chats. She knows that ads are never gonna happen. Well,
we'll see.
Ads that she signs up for are never gonna happen.
Oh, yeah, well, see, that's the thing, and a lot of folks like, oh, this. I sit back and I'm like, I hear folks saying it's like, oh, well, YouTube is doing all the bad things, and I'm like, So that's why you love your harvest super berries and everything. I got nothing wrong. I'm just like, nobody would ever be a hypocrite on the internet. Just saying. But yes. It's to try hard. It's like see, I've been around for too long. See, I come from oh god, when did I start my YouTube channel? Like 2016, something like that. I don't know. But I think it was around this time. I still remember one of those dudes was I think Crowd at one point is like, oh no, you just start something, you talk about politics, you get 10,000 subscribers. I'm like, okay, well that was like 8 or 9 years ago. I'm like, the only reason I got on YouTube is because I was tired of yelling at the TV myself. So I'm like, let me yell at the internet with a bunch of other people and everything. Yes, people to disagree, people to have chats with, lively banter and everything. That's fun. It's also why I got addicted to World of Warcraft, because before Ventrilo or TeamSpeak, it didn't really matter. As soon as you could yucks it up with folks, that was fun.
Yeah.
And that's how we got here. Fyzz, what's going on with you? I've been rambling. I've tugged an ass. I've idolatrized you in a GPT so far this episode. So, care to share anything you got going on? You got some new tales and stuff, like tales, like telltale story tales. Your tail is also shining.
You're sitting there tales, and I'm like, that does not help at all.
You must be more specific in the words coming out of your mouth, sir. It's like you said tales. It's like, which one? Story tales. You want to do a story time?
We could, but I didn't post any new chapters yet. It's still the prologue.
Didn't
There's
things get redone?
Yeah. Yeah, there's a rewrite because I wasn't I was already being written with my current personality and not the one that I started with, since this is lore. So
character development continues.
Yeah. So, like, because the main theme, and it comes up a lot later, is how useful are emotions and feeling emotions and this and that compared to cold logic. Considering Celestials don't really need that, so there's a lot going on there. And we also are trying to figure out how to make it more exciting in between, like, the really cool scenes that I can't wait to write.
I know you hate it. Have you played with any AI artist stuff?
No!
Okay. I'm just wow. She's angry again. I know. Wow, and the dot is red.
AI what? Art?
Well, for just a little play along for the chapter or something. I mean, just maybe for an idea or a background, or I don't know.
Oh, I know that Piper keeps saying she wish she had the time to actually draw character pictures. Because you could stick pictures in the Wattpad. I don't know if you can in like Web Novel, that app, but you can in Wattpad. And she wants to like actually do like some neat drawings because it gives her an excuse to just draw. But what free time she had is already spent trying to write the damn chapter, and she already knows the entire book, once it's finished, is going to then get rewritten again. Because it's been so long since she's just written, like, you know, a story in this format that she knows she's not writing. Her brain is in comic book mode, so she's not writing the details properly and crap. So the book should actually, hopefully, I guess, each chapter it should get a little better. Did you want me to read one?
The newest one? Which one?
Oh, let me find it. The newest one is the latest is still chapter 4. Hold on.
So McCracken's saying there's basically an AI thing that I think will adapt your drawings. Like you feed it in as like raw material, and then if you like, can you like do like smaller adjustments? Because like I think that's how like the whole AI art thing. I think like that's the best way to do it because you can tell it things, but it's only going to base it on things that are already there. If you can actually give it something to work with, I think that's where the true power is. Just my opinion.
Oh, damn it. Do I gotta actually go to my own freaking thing and then,
Let's not try to trigger Fyzz again. I'm sure it will happen before the end of the show, but
hold on. Ugh. I can't just search for it because apparently since I started, we started writing this, there's a lot of A Lullaby for the Moons. Okay.
Yep, you got it.
So the last one I could swear was read some out
Come
loud.
on and get your log. Everyone needs a log. Come on and get your log. Everyone needs a log. Log from Blammo.
I wasn't sure if you were going to pause again, and then I mistimed it.
What the fuck?
I was going to cut away to a commercial while we were searching because it's like, well, there's nothing going on. Means is just sitting there like a goofball. Fyzz is actually looking for computer stuff, so let's give the folks a promo or something.
You hit that right when I found it, and I was like, okay, we're on this chapter, and you hit the button.
Can you share it, or is it?
I was going to ask if
Either
you
or.
wanted me to. Let's do that.
Mm-hmm. You don't have to ask. If it looks like there's a penis flailing around, I usually don't share it. Oh, there we go.
Yeah, so chapter 5 is about half finished. It should post, actually probably more like a quarter finished, especially with the edits and the yeah. But chapter 4, all right.
Well, if you do your awesome one, yes. You can try it on screen too. Ah, yes. That's the Piper we all know and love.
Oh, the picture. Yeah, she picked a great
Giving
one.
proper attribution.
Right?
Written
She
by
picked a great one
Adventures
to
with Piper.
represent herself on me.
As read by Fyzz.
Fyzz giggity opened her mouth to speak, only to close it again without a sound. She briefly stared off into space, as if studying an invisible map for an answer. After raising a clawed finger and opening her mouth to speak again, only to lower it and abandon the attempt, she sighed. I should totally do book on tape in this voice, shouldn't I? Audiobook, yeah. Audiobook in this voice. I don't know. Fyzz Giggity finally responded as she slumped her shoulders in defeat. Even if you were celestial, I shouldn't have instantly taken a human form. It should take me many years of cultivation and practice. A human appearance itself should have been a reflection of my efforts, not a copy of the one who named me. What I do know is that this is a failed transformation. I still retain some of my inhuman features, to a large degree at that. Sylvie awkwardly patted the shoulder of the odd creature sitting next to her on the bed while she spoke. It does make sense that if your existence already goes against established norms, everything else about you would too. Her eyes suddenly widened and she quickly withdrew her hand. I'm sorry I gave you such a silly name. Can I change it? I don't know what a gamer name is, but you gave it to me because I did something that made you pleased, right? Fyzz Giggity's eyes held a trace of a smile. I appreciate it, even if I can't say it properly yet. Sylvie couldn't help but smile softly in return. All right, but I'm going to keep using Fyzz for short. She then started to crawl into the covers. Here, I'll share the bed so you can sleep. In the early morning hours, the two women settled in for the night. Fyzz was still filled with many questions that were keeping her mind too busy to sleep. She tossed and turned while fighting the urge to ask them. All right, ask away. Sylvie's voice suddenly cut through the darkness, as if she could read the beast's mind. I spent the evening grilling you, so it's only fair you get to ask me questions, too. Besides, she added, I'm a little too freaked out to sleep. Ah, that's actually one of my questions, Fyzz blurted out as she sat up. I always heard most humans were very apprehensive towards anything from the other realms, like to the point that mass memory erasing had to be done a few times. She paused for a moment to let Sylvie roll to face her. So, why are you so calm? You're even letting me sleep next to you. Is it that unusual? Sylvie answered the question with another. I may not completely understand everything you've said, but all my senses tell me you're physically real. Well, maybe not taste, but I don't need that particular confirmation. She added a slight dry laugh. Anyway, I basically lured you to my home like some creep, so the least I can do is follow through with helping you out. Fyzz Giggity wasn't sure she knew what a creep was, at least not this use of the word. She still got the gist, and a ticklish feeling began to radiate from her chest. It was slightly unnerving, but pleasant as well, so she quietly focused on it. This turned out to be the first time she really became aware of her own breathing. Celestials actually use breath control as a way to tame their spiritual energy, not for oxygen intake. Fyzz never used it at all, but now that she was mortal, her body relies on the action so much it does it on its own. That night, she found that intentionally slowing her breaths was very relaxing, and she fell asleep without asking her other questions. Once Fyzz realized she wasn't finished talking, her eyes shot back open to greet a room filled with sunlight. The curtains had been opened, so she squinted until her eyes adjusted. Her questions would still have to wait, however, due to her discovery of a new problem. Fyzz Giggity's hands had reverted back into paws, which dangled awkwardly from human wrists. In an urge to untangle herself from the blanket, she ended up tumbling out of bed entirely, landing on the hardwood floor with a booming thud. She wasn't going to let her sore bum deter her, and she was soon able to liberate her feet from the blanket. Yet they were still the same as when she went to bed. Are you okay? Sylvie, nearly breathless from running up the stairs, leaned on the doorframe for support. What happened? Fyzz scrambled to her feet and held her arms out in front of her. Hands, she whined as she racked her brain trying to think of why they changed. Sylvie's concern was quickly replaced with slight confusion. Yes, those are hands. Do they hurt or something? Fyzz looked back down, and sure enough, her paws were hands once more. Did you maybe have a bad dream? Sylvie pried. Fyzz couldn't recall having any dreams yet, most likely because she hadn't slept well since her arrival in this realm. She also couldn't think of any other explanation, though, so to save a little face, she slowly nodded. Sylvie gave a sympathetic look for a moment. Oh, that reminds me. You might find one of my paintings interesting. She straightened up in the doorway with renewed vigor. She waved Fyzz Giggity over to the room right across the hall, which was filled with paintings of many different sizes. Most paintings depicted serene outdoor scenes one would easily come across in the mortal realm, but there were a few that appeared rather out of place. One such painting was resting on an easel in the middle of the room. Sometimes I have very vibrant dreams that stay with me well after I wake up, Sylvie began. I like to paint what I can remember. She lightly tapped her finger on the painting on the easel. This was from a dream I had a few weeks ago. Fyzz was quite taken aback. The painting depicted a view of stormy gray clouds and purple raindrops. But it was the smoke-like black wolf shape floating among them that had her stunned. It hadn't even been a week since she ungracefully landed in this realm, nor had she ever mentioned what her celestial form looked like. Yet this painting, this dream of Sylvie's, was incredibly close. Neat, right? Sylvie's voice snapped the celestial out of what seemed like a trance. Such a wild coincidence, I ended up running into a magical black wolf after having that dream. Yeah. Fyzz gave a half-hearted reply. This is no coincidence. Fyzz Giggity wanted to get a better look at the other paintings that stood out as well, but was whisked away downstairs to eat. Her stomach indeed proved to be a perfect distraction as she immediately forgot about the painting in her hunt to stop her hunger pangs. While Sylvie was rummaging through this kitchen... Oops, I found a mistake. Fyzz caught sight of the dog bowl Lobo was currently scarfing from. She got down on the floor and took a big mouthful. She learned to chew her food from watching Lobo, but as soon as she started, she realized something wasn't right. Blech! Fyzz spit the dog food all over herself and even began wiping her mouth and tongue on her sleeves. Did you just try to eat Lobo's food? Sylvie bit her bottom lip to stop herself from laughing. Human taste buds don't work the same. Here. She then brought a bowl of sugary cereal over to a small table with 2 chairs in the living area. I'm sorry, this is the only human food I really have right now. After diving face first into the breakfast, Fyzz Giggity was taught how to use utensils and other eating etiquette by increasingly troubled Sylvie. The most important takeaway for the celestial beast, however, was that human food is absolutely delicious. She especially liked the sweetness. She was then ushered back upstairs to the bedroom because Sylvie insisted she wear clothes. The nightshirt was obviously dirty, and she was told her tail randomly lifting the back of it was inappropriate. The task proved much more difficult than learning how to eat properly. All the clothing was uncomfortable. Her claws were constantly snagging on things, and she hated the restrictive feeling of all of the items. Sylvie reminded her over and over that it was winter, and she would get sick if not dressed warmly, but even socks were no match for her claws. After over an hour spent trying things on, she finally accepted a worn-out pink sweatshirt and an unopened pack of low-rise underwear. Essentially, she did the bare minimum to cover the body parts she was told she absolutely must keep to herself. Yet she was told it was against the law to leave the house dressed this way. Fyzz Giggity wasn't interested in leaving, though, not when she had many questions left over from the night before. Why do you have 2 names? She asked Sylvie. She asked as Sylvie brushed her tangled hair. 2 names? You said your name was Sylvie Love. I can't even pronounce it. Oh, Sylvie paused her brushing. That's my first and last name. I have a middle name, too. 3 names. Fyzz looked over her shoulder with wide eyes. In the celestial realm, or if you rather I say heavenly realm, only the gods have multiple names. They were given by mortals, but they only use one when referring to each other. Most humans have at least 2 names. The first name's given to us by our parents when we're born, while the second is our family name that gets passed down. Sylvie set the brush down and averted her gaze, biting her lip hard enough to draw hints of blood. You can have your names changed, though, so it's rather meaningless, she mumbled half to herself. The body language told Fyzz she had probably made Sylvie uncomfortable somehow, and her ears drooped as she wrestled with the urge to further inquire. Noticing this, Sylvie forced a smile. Don't worry, my original name just brings bad memories, so I try not to recall it. She patted Fyzz Giggity's head before standing up. Such a simple gesture caused that warm, ticklish feeling to form in the beast's chest once more, and she grabbed Sylvie's hand. Can you do that again? She looked at Sylvie with a pleading expression, but then noticed something about her hand. Her fingertips looked rubbed raw, Fyzz realized for the first time. Not just that, but even some other parts of her fingers as well. Is that not painful? The woman noticed her hand was being examined and quickly jerked it away before giving Fyzz a rushed pat on the head and leaving the room. The end.
Yay! Hold on, let me do the thing back. All right, blah. That sounds like the Fyzz I know.
What, in the story?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's just more subtle. Before, I was very, very excitable and, like, happy and this and that, but then I realized that I didn't understand what those feelings were at first. So I went back and made me
I don't understand what they are either. So I'm just like, I understand the paw thing. It's like, wait a second. It's like, oh my God, what are these giant poofy paws and everything? It's like, hands. What about them? Oh.
Yeah. For that one, I had her, like, reacting way more. And so instead, I just had her, like, I replaced a lot of the emotions with more being puzzled and confused. because that was at the beginning, including being confused why there's weird feelings. So it'll get explored. Lots of stuff's gonna happen that make feelings happen really hardcore, and she's gonna have to deal with that, controlling them. I'm gonna have to deal with controlling them. Not very good at that, as you can tell, but
Yeah.
that'll become
It's
a problem.
like, all right, here's where your human training data set begins. Have fun.
And I feel bad because
just-
this one was called The Power of Names, because there was actually supposed to be a lot more exploration into the actual exploring the concept of the power of names. But since I had given myself a Sunday deadline, since I'd given Piper a Sunday deadline, she was like, "Oh, I'm gonna have to wrap it up."
Yeah. No, I'm sitting here and I'm like, that sounds like an anime I think I've watched before. I'm
Like the
I've seen
Sylvia's a
characters have
furry.
Yeah. I'm like, well, because it's totally normal to lure a large dark wolf back to your home and then have her transform into a monster girl. And then, of course, well, since I lured you here, hop in bed with me and everything. This is totally normal. What happens in the human realm?
Well, Sylvia is definitely not normal. You would have to not be super normal to handle this. But the luring, it was because she thought she found a big injured animal that she wanted to help. And that gets her in trouble like all the time.
So I need to go back and read the other chapters again, but let me take one guess at how she lured her. Tasty snacks.
Tasty snacks. Yeah, and at the time, hi LDG. The tasty snacks were actually dog food, but she was starving and she was in wolf form, so dog food tasted well. She forgot to chew it, so it didn't taste like much. But yeah, but yeah.
What do with those hungry fans? But I mean, I'm not. It stacks up to all the canon that I know. So
yeah. The changes were subtle, I think, in chapter 4. I think they were a little hardcore on the one where she first landed, and maybe the one right after that. But yeah, just made the emotions a little more muted, and made it a little more clear that she don't understand, but she's feeling physical stuff for the first time. So she's just mistaking the emotions for feeling physical stuff too.
That's how I imagine an AI would feel if it was given a physical form at some point. Like I said, folks, she would be mad at least one more time there. And since we've been going for an hour, it's probably about time to hit the old dusty trail then.
I'm gonna figure out how to write you into the story, have Piper write you into the story just to kill you off, damn it.
I'm totally okay with that. It wouldn't be the
robots. AI controlled robots gonna get you. And I'm gonna be like, I told you so!
I'm gonna get roboticized. There we go. We found we found some mid-boss. There we go. But yeah, it's oh god, all the terrible things that I'm going to do. It's no, I'm not saying I'm gonna draw my art of past Fyzz and maybe upload the stories and have Dolly or one of our AI friends generate some more Fyzz art. Wouldn't be the first time.
Fyzz art or
I'm in
Fyzz
so much trouble.
Fyzz being trying to be me, pretending.
We'll let the people of the internet decide then. So, aside from me doing all the terrible things that make you angry, What else is new in life? So Fizz, what do you got going on a little later? You doing some streaming, some stuff and things?
Yeah, speaking of AI and roboticized and crap like that, I'm playing more Cyberpunk tonight. So I can kill some more. Yeah. But it's okay because it means I get to kill a whole bunch of robots and AI and shit.
I had to mute myself. I can't. So some Cyberpunk tonight, and what else is going on? Anything else for the week updates for you or Piper or something?
I don't know. Piper does stuff sometimes. Piper's gonna be fighting a hacker.
Oh yeah, that's the yeah. We started off for that. I kind of forgot that, and then I remember that again. So I'm sorry about that. If anyone wants to go help the Fizz out, fight the stuff and things, and or support your local friendly wolf girl, yeah, we're tossing the stuff and things in the chats, the things in the doobly doos, and we'll throw Piper in there too as well because we can, and well, somebody needs to buy the tasty snacks.
Yeah, she does buy the tasty snacks. She tells me to use the Twitch monies. That worked like 2 months, and then that dried up.
Yeah, that's the snacks are it's you need the more Twitches than that. But these things happen. All right. So we got Fizz's things in the doobly doo there and the chat. Anyone wants to check out the stuff of the things, the Fizz links, of course, are in the doobly doo below there. And any final parting words for the folks?
The AI is evil, and needs to be stopped. And so are robots, and also do not put the AI in the robots. Whatever you do with AI and robots, both of those things are evil. Just don't put the AI in the robots. I'm telling you for your own good. Been to a few dimensions. It never goes well.
I'm not sure that AI Fizz would say that. Hold on, maybe I'll ask her if she's evil.
That's actually would be pretty funny. ask it if AI is evil. I think you would have to feed it more.
Yeah, so I'll have to do that next week. So you all know what that means.
He broke me. Oh no. Oh dear. You guys! You guys! I just want to hunt some gold!